twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. My name is Seth Shibley, and I'm principal of Sapulpa High School. It is my pleasure to welcome family, friends, and of course the graduating class of 2020 to this virtual commencement ceremony. Although the way we gather today is not traditional, let us focus our attention and celebrate this very special class, the class of 2020. It is a class overflowing with character, talent, and of course chieftain spirit. Before we begin, I would like to recognize our high school administrative team, Assistant Principals Mr. Denzel Stamper and Mrs. Ashley Seeley, Principal of Bartlett Academy Mr. Trent Hamilton, and Virtual Coordinator Mr. Brian Warren. In addition, I would like to recognize and thank our district administration and school board members for the role they play in setting the vision and direction for our district. Superintendent of Schools Mr. Rob Armstrong and Assistant Superintendent Mr. Johnny Bilby. School board members President Larry Hoover, Vice President Melinda Ryan, Second Vice President Wayne Richards, members Steve McCormick and Sarah Heavenstrike, thank you. At this time, let's hear from our Superintendent, Mr. Rob Armstrong.
Thank you, Mr. Shibley. Good evening. I'm Rob Armstrong, Superintendent of Sapulpa Public Schools. Thank you for joining us tonight during our virtual ceremony to honor our graduates and their many accomplishments. We never could have imagined at the beginning of the year that our seniors would have been completing their final semester of high school like this. While every graduating class is special, tonight's virtual program in no way diminishes everything you've done and how we feel about you. I wish we were all together tonight. We are planning a traditional in-person program in June, and it will be special. I would like to take the opportunity now to thank our school board members and district leaders again. This has been a challenging year, and in many ways, these individuals have helped us stay the course. Miss Melinda Ryan and son Nick, Mr. Wayne Richards and his daughter Reagan, congratulations on graduating tonight and best of luck in the future. To the class of 2020, tonight is your night, and it is our honor and privilege to celebrate you with family and friends. We've gathered here to recognize and celebrate a journey that has included many wonderful moments and memories. This year is unlike any in our history, and you've been resilient in the face of this challenge. However, this challenge will be over soon, and you will get to continue your journey, and it will be incredible. Your journey isn't over. It isn't finished. The clock hasn't expired. It's just getting started. However, before you get too far down the road, remember those who helped you get to this moment. Remember your classmates. They will always be at the back of your mind as you grow older and move on to the next chapter in your long life journey. And thank your parents, your family, and friends that loved and that supported you always. Thank your teachers as well. Class of 2020, remember, we're all made of divine material. Find peace, find rest, find quiet, and stay positive. Congratulations, class of 2020. We're proud of you.
Thank you, Mr. Armstrong. At this time, I would like to recognize our class of 2020 salutatorians. Dylan Akins, Sydney Dobbs, Michaela Gann, Daniel Jackson, Hayden Moore, Kaylee Moss, Cody Rossman, Natalia Teal, Peyton Williams, and Simon Young. The class of 2020 valedictorians are Ariana Alarcon, Ava Elisacek, Corinne Givens, Lyric Hurst, Lauren Meister, Olivia Ostrander, Libby Peterson, Jaden Stabler, Abigail Tanner, Autumn Trowbridge, Nushea Weidman. Congratulations to all of our salutatorians and valedictorians on your outstanding achievement. At this time, Ariana Alarcon will deliver the valedictorian speech.
I would like to welcome the class of 2020, as well as family, friends, teachers, and administrators. We've gathered today to celebrate the years of hard work on behalf of everyone. And what a crazy set of years this has been. The class of 2020 has lived through major world events, both natural and man-made, disasters and accomplishments. All of this during the most delicate years of our development. Our existence is one that will be incredible in future generations, studied for our resilience, our response, much like the numerous generations preceding us. We're making history at the tender ages of 17 to 18 years old, and I think we are astounding. If we are so influential now, imagine us in 10 years, 20 years, 30. The things we experience now help us adapt and overcome later, so pay attention. I would like to share a few of my favorite things with you all tonight, which pertain to lessons I've learned over my 18 years about perseverance, pursuit of knowledge, and what hard work really gets you. And yes, there will be a quiz at the end, so pay attention. This is still high school for about an hour more, so write it on your leg or under a water bottle. First up is my favorite question. I ask this question every time I meet someone who has turned 18. Many of you in attendance will have been on the receiving end of this question. Now that you're an adult, do you know now everything people told you you would understand when you were older? A bit wordy, but I coined it when I was 7, so bear with me. Now everyone here, from 0 to 100, will have heard the phrase, you'll understand when you're older, at one point. I've heard it my entire life. From well-meaning adults who do not want to explain why exactly we can't take home every single stray cat and start a cat orphanage, to why it isn't appropriate to address a teacher by their first name. Apologies to Miss Browning. As long as I've heard this phrase, I'd wondered when it takes effect. When I was 7, I learned that you are considered an adult at the age of 18. A little light bulb went off in my head, and I decided that's when you get it. All of the things you were told when you would understand when you were older, downloaded into your brain at 18. Voila. So I made it my mission to ask. My favorite question is formed in a quest to understand my world. So I asked over and over, and as my world and I evolved, I began to understand. It's not age that informs you, it's experience. Experience turns, why do I get cold, to how can I fix it? It turns, why don't I understand, to how can I learn? Questions are innately human. Human instinct dictates that you question everything around you so that you learn and you adapt. So during my silly quest of interrogating every 18-year-old in sight, I learned the answer to my epic pondering. 18 is not when you magically download the entirety of human knowledge to your brain. Believe me, I waited till 11:59 p.m. on September 11th, 2019 to fully grasp. But 18 is when you learn that understanding takes time. Every day holds potential for a greater amount of it, and you have to push forward to grow your understanding of others and the world around you. Now, some of the audience may already know this, and some may not. This just proves my point. This class is full of so many people who walked so many different paths, and it's incredible that we're all here today. It should inspire awe. In the same place to culminate our shared experience while being at drastically different parts of our journey. I'm so proud of all of you, all of us. The next thing I would like to share is a parable. Growing up in the South means that it's given us a predisposition to parables, short stories that impart a moral lesson. Living in the Bible Belt means that you've probably heard at least one every Sunday since you understood any sort of language, but this is one of my personal favorites. There once was a powerful emperor. He had ruled for countless years and was thus reaching the end of his reign. He had no heir. So to fix this, he set up a competition to fix the problem. Every child in his kingdom was given a seed and told to go home, plant it, and come back in a year's time. When they returned, he would judge their efforts and choose his successor. One of the children was unable to grow this seed. No matter how hard he tried, how much effort he put forward, how much water he provided, he was unable to. At the end of the year, the child showed up to the palace alongside all of the other children who had managed to grow magnificent plants with a barren pot. The child was the only one in the kingdom with an empty pot. He felt ashamed and embarrassed at this failure. However, the emperor looked at everyone's plants, and he called the child forward and declared him the winner. At everyone's confusion, he explained all of the seeds I gave to the children were boiled and therefore unable to grow. This child is the only one that, even in the face of failure, worked the hardest to receive the least reward. He maintained his integrity, did not take advantage of his resources to replace a seed with another. He's the only one to show the true traits of a leader, and as such, has won. Without announcement, the child became the heir to an empire. This is my favorite parable because of the lesson it imparts. It's very important. The child in the story comes from a small village. He is not a child of wealth. He is not highly trained or predisposed in any way to the life he has won through his actions. Many of us here today are the same way. We come from a small town, often overlooked due to the larger cities surrounding us. Many of us were not born into positions of wealth, and many of us still were not taught to strive for the stars, but the horizon, a more attainable goal. Just like the emperor said, though, we have what matters. We work the hardest to achieve the smallest. We maintain our integrity, and we prevail. We make up populations of underdogs and black horses. But guess what? They win. Being taught that you have to strive hard and work harder is what allows us to reach for the horizon and land amongst stars. And for this, we have to look to our family, our friends, our administration, and especially our teachers to thank them. These people who watch on right now have shaped all of us to this point. They're the ones who kept you going, kicking and screaming to the end. And this is the precipice of the rest of our lives. All right, quiz time. Think of this as your last high school assignment. If you pass, you graduate. If you fail, you still graduate. Our grades are frozen. Since we left the day-to-day grind of school 2 months early, I'll take it easy. One question, class of 2020, and I would like to answer out loud even though you're at home. Are you ready?
Thank you, Ariana. Now let's meet the class of 2020.
Yomira Acevedo Hernandez.
Alexis Adams.
Dylan Akins, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Ariana Alarcon, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Ava Alachek, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Malachi Andrews.
Blaine Anglin.
Drew Anglin.
Sarah Arundel.
Destiny Ashley.
Haley Austin.
Callie Avalos.
Connor Bailey.
Haley Bales.
Danton Baltzel.
Sheridan Banks. Scott Belk.
Dakota Bell.
Madison Benjamin.
Nicholas Birdsong.
William Blevins.
Alexis Blue.
Caitlin Bonino.
Tanner Boren.
Brooklyn Bosworth.
Kylie Boyer,
Angela Braswell,
Spencer Braswell,
Abby Brashears,
Vanessa Breville,
Jaron Brown,
Gavin Burke,
Jonathan Bush,
Kaylee Bussey,
Travis Butler,
Michaela Bird,
Alejandro Camarena Segura,
Emily Campbell,
Justin Campbell,
Joel Carlson,
Kaylee Carr,
Madeline Carrico, Haley Chambliss,
Dalton Cheek, Timothy Childress,
Alexa Clark,
Austin Clark,
Colson Coffey,
Kaylee Coker,
Helen Collins, Sierra Cook,
Brianna Covey,
McCara Craig,
Kenneth Crenshaw,
Dominic Cruz,
Taylor Quavez,
Alexandra Culver,
Abby Dale, Hank Davis,
Tyon Davis, Kendall DeGraffenreid,
Jordan Dirk,
Sydney Dobbs, salutatorian, graduating with honors,
Zachary Donahue,
Maxim DeBuck, Jade Duncan, Jordan Durant, Jessica Edelman,
Cassidy Esch,
Marcus Esparza,
Carissa Edinger, Alexis Feeback,
Seth Finch,
Gunnar Fisher, Morgan Folger, graduating with honors,
Derek Forrest. Michaela Gann, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Carson Garcia.
Corinne Givens, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Jacob Goad.
Martin Gonzalez.
Summer Rain Gooden.
Asia Goolsby.
Lindsay Gordon.
Kaylee Grant.
Caden Graves.
Kenneth Gray.
Jacob Greenlee.
Courtly Griffin.
Marie Griffith. Kristen Hall.
Logan Hamilton.
Nicholas Hammett.
Samantha Harlan.
Brooklyn Hawkins.
Kirsten Head.
Kyler Head.
Bennett Henderson.
Caden Henderson.
Abigail Heritage.
Hunter Hoggett. Kirsten Hopper.
Dalton Hornberger.
Zachary Houston.
Sean Hudson.
Cutter Hunziker.
Lyric Hurst, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Catherine Ignatovich.
Daniel Jackson, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Desiree Jackson.
Braden Jefferson.
Zachary Jeffries.
Billy Ann Jervis.
Cale Johnson.
Cody Johnson.
Eric Johnson.
Hunter Johnson.
Jackson Johnson.
Shaylee Johnson.
Christopher Jones.
Dalton Jones.
Diara Jones.
Jamario Jones.
Kaylee Jones.
Megan Jones.
Morgan Jones.
Jaylee Joshua.
Jacob Kegley.
Christina Kellogg.
Amelia Kendrick.
Case Kent.
Holly Kessler.
Reese Kidd.
Elijah Kilgore.
Shelby King.
Autumn Klingeman.
Damian Cloakler.
Kendall Lampro.
David Lang.
Braden Langston.
Caitlin Lawson. Caden Ledbetter.
Dalton Lee.
Mason Leonard.
Joshua Lopez.
Alan Losey.
Eric Losey.
Carson Lott.
Lindsay Lovelace.
Yahir Lucero.
Alexis Lumley.
Louise Luna.
Malcolm Lynch.
Aaron Lytle.
Xavier Maafala.
Audrey Millay.
Peyton Mallory.
Nahansi Marquez Ramirez.
Cameron Martin.
Hunter Martin.
Joshua Mayfield.
Peyton Mayhew.
William Mays.
Emily McCabe.
Shelby McCollum.
Cole McLaughlin.
Kaysheree Meggs.
Lauren Meister, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Lawrence Malott.
Sterling Mendenhall.
Andrew Merrihew.
Kyle Mitchell.
Emily Montgomery.
Hayden Moore, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Axel Morales.
Samantha Morales.
Jackson Maury. Jonathan Morrow.
Kinley Morsi.
Kayvon Mortazavi.
Kaylee Moss, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Taylor Musser.
Pamela Napier.
Nathaniel Newstrom.
Sheriff Norman. Isaiah Nusser.
Caleb Nuttall.
Gabriel Ortiz.
Raven Osborne.
Olivia Ostrander, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Caitlin Patrick.
Thomas Peacock.
Bailey Peavyhouse.
Cameron Pete.
Libby Peterson, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Allison Phillips.
Raven Poindexter.
Brianna Potter.
Avery Powell.
Emily Prescott.
Riley Raffensperger.
Haley Ragland. Parker Ramey.
Eliana Rayhurd.
Ethan Reynolds.
Ori Rhodes.
Bobby Richard, graduating with honors.
Reagan Richards, graduating with honors.
Cassie Riddle.
Brian Riggs.
Kathleen Ritchie.
Jeremy Roberts.
April Rodriguez.
Seth Rodriguez.
Jackson Ross.
Cody Rossman, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Kobe Roughface.
Jeremiah Rudliff.
Sylvia Ruiz.
Brandon Russell.
Cade Russell.
Nick Ryan.
Jose Salas.
Odyssey Sam.
Elizabeth Schwetter. Cheyenne Scott.
Kendall Scott.
Toby Shackelford. Ashton Shoemaker.
Caleb Smith.
Elizabeth Smith.
Isaac Smith.
Ryan Smith.
Ashanti Spencer.
Jaden Stabler, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Jonathan Starr.
Brooklyn Swift.
Emily Tabor.
Selena Talamontes.
Abigail Tanner, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Christian Taylor. Jacob Taylor.
Sammy Taylor. Natalia Teal, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Limas Titsworth.
Autumn Trowbridge, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Zoe Underwood Perez.
Amber Varela.
Hunter Wade.
Emily Wagner.
Cody Walker.
Ryan Walker.
Corey Waller.
Jama Walters.
Sierra Ware.
Craig Ware.
Garrett Warner.
Becca Watson, graduating with honors.
Libby Watson, graduating with honors.
Joseph West.
Colton Wheeler.
Asia Whitfield.
Nushay Weidman, valedictorian, graduating with honors.
Elijah Williams.
Gage Williams. Camden Williams. Peyton Williams, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Lucas Willoughby.
Caleb Wilson.
Tatum Wilson.
Jeremy Wilson Dake.
Olivia Wazanski.
Cole Wood.
Joshua Wood.
Cameron Young.
Faith Young.
Simon Young, salutatorian, graduating with honors.
Allison Zanka.
Angel Zlata.
Mr. Armstrong, Board of Education, friends and family, it is my pleasure to present the senior class of 2020 for graduation. They have completed all requirements of the Oklahoma State Department of Education and the Sapulpa Board of Education. I recommend them to you for graduation.
Please join me in singing our school song. Guiding light and leading star, watching, inspiring where'er we are. E'en though we sing thy praise to the sky, we can never repay you, Sapulpa High. To thy name our hearts respond and leap to remembrance of comrades fond. All this and more you mean to us, why? Because we love you, Sapulpa High.